Meanwhile, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, laying out his vision for major government spending cuts if former President Donald Trump winds up president again.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
That's a big number. Our next guest is promising to work with Musk to get this done if he becomes Treasury Secretary during a second Trump administration. Paulson Company founder and president John Paulson joins us right now. John, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Steve. And Steve, I'll give you one good way to bring down spending because we just saw that clip. The government is now subsidizing to the tune of $1 trillion the Green New Energy deal. That's subsidies for electric vehicles, subsidies for solar panels, subsidies for wind. And my question is, why should the hardworking Americans pay taxes, give it to the government, and the government gives it to a car buyer in California or homeowner in California to subsidize their purchase of an electric vehicle? That's not fair to the people that aren't driving electric vehicles. I'm all for electric vehicles, but I don't think the government should take your tax dollars to subsidize that. So by eliminating those subsidies, that eliminates $1 trillion in spending right there.
Sure.
And it also brings down costs.
Ultimately,
So that's just one example of spending cuts that would benefit Americans.
John, you know, Elon Musk is really good at efficiency. He runs his companies very efficiently. So it would be great to have him take, his set of eyes and say, okay, we could do this, we could do that, we could do something else. But of course, there are some people who are like, I hope he doesn't chop important social programs or things that people are relying on.
Absolutely not. And I'll give you another example. The federal government was estimated to have paid $150 billion for illegal immigrants last year, all sorts of subsidized programs. So one way to reduce spending, and Trump has made a commitment, no federal benefits for illegal immigrants. There's another $150 that could come out of the budget, preserve the tax dollars to support Americans, but not for illegal immigrants.
You make a good point. You know, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, it suddenly adds up to some real money. John, there's an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, and essentially it says this. As far as policies and coalition go, Kamala Harris, is running for what essentially would be Barack Obama's fourth progressive term. Many Americans see all this and will still vote for Ms. Harris because they think 4 more years of Mr. Trump is a bigger risk. But voters also have to cause to fear the bloody mindedness of the modern left with its regulatory coercion, cultural imperialism, economic statism, and desire to strip judicial independence. If Ms. Harris loses, this will be the reason. You know, we've thought about it being Joe Biden 2.0, but a lot of people don't think about it as a fourth version of the Obama year.
Yeah, good point, Steve. I think in terms, you just have to look at how the economy did under Trump to get a good look for how we're going to do again under Trump. Inflation was low, only 1.9%. Under Biden, it's been over 5.7%. Real wages grew under Trump. They declined under Biden. So electricity costs are up almost 30%. They were stable under Trump. So when Trump's elected, we will again have rising real wages, lower inflation, lower cost of utilities, lower cost of housing. That's going to benefit everyone. He has the track record to prove it. The opposite happened under Biden-Harris.
You know, and one of the things that people hate about taxes is we pay our hard-earned tax money to Washington, and then Washington wastes it on stuff that is not efficient. Maybe in a second Trump term, that will all change. We'll see what happens by next week. John Paulson, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.